Okay, so good morning, guys. So welcome back to the scripting class. So we are going to continue today. So yesterday, guys, it was 30th of our September, and I just took only one session, right? And I was supposed to take the second session yesterday evening, but no, we couldn't do it. Okay, so but fine. But today we're going to continue. So today is October 1st, October, and uh, and the timing is 8:17 a.m. IST. In yesterday's class, like we had covered some very important things. Like, for example, I remember yesterday we covered positional parameters, right? We covered on something on looping again, for loop and all. And also we had understood about what are arrays actually. And there are two types of arrays, right? One is a normal array and index array we call, and second is a associative associative array. And I also told that we use this associative arrays everything when we are using loops. Actually, the loops could be a while loop, for loop, or until, or select. Anywhere this associated arrays can be used, and that's how you'll get to know about how exactly these arrays associated array will be used in our for loop actually. So we have not yet come into that actually. I just told theoretically that you can use there actually. And also, like, we yesterday we had executed some few scripts, right? We had written some using some looping concept for loop, right? You We also executed some multiple packages, right? Like, if you see it, we have this script actually. So let me go inside the script directory. You could see that we are having something like install multi-package, right? This is what yesterday we saw it actually, right? And I think I had asked you some few enhancement on this based on your Linux distribution, whether it's a Ubuntu or whether the CentOS. You can even control that also. I mean, that you see it, how you write it. If you are not able to get it, let me know. I will enhance the script. I will write a script, and I will send you that script. Okay, fine. So now, so so this is what we had yesterday. We had discussed. So what we are going to learn today. So we have to learn, or we have to continue our looping, but today we are going to continue with our while loop and until loop and select statements, right? Few of the loopings are still left. We are going to cover those things. Plus, we will see that today we will be covering functions. Okay, that is a very important thing. Functions, why we have to have functions, and how to make use of our functions within our script. And also, if time permits, we will also see how to debug a script actually. So these are the things which we are going to cover now. Okay, so now before that, you remember yesterday I had told about in the positional parameter, there is something like a dollar star and dollar at. These are the two symbols we use it actually. And if you ask me, both are same. I mean, both are giving the same output, but there is a slight difference actually, which we need to see. So what is the difference between this? You have to say difference between star, dollar star, and dollar at. Okay. So for saying that, for doing that, let us write a script actually, so that we through the script we'll understand it. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me write a script. Something I'll write something like a difference between at and star. Something dot sh hash bang slash bin slash bash. Okay. So guys, how you are getting this? How you are getting this coloring? All these days we are not getting coloring. How we are getting coloring? You remember that yesterday, while showing the example, we even installed the Vim package. When you're installing the Vim package, now you could see that, and I do a RPMF and QA Vim, you could even see that we got an enhanced actually. When you're installing this enhanced, you will get all kind of a coloring actually. See, if I open the, if I create a file, diff underscore add underscore star, see now we'll start writing. See, it is showing in a blue color now. See. This coloring effect we will get once you are installing the enhanced package. If you remove that enhanced package, no Vim enhanced package or Vim package, then you won't get any coloring. Let it be. This looks good, right? So we have coloring effect now. Now you will say that why I'm telling all this is because in tomorrow's session or in today's session, I will be showing you how you can actually display the line with the color also. Okay, so there are some options are there along with the echo command. I will be showing that also to display the color, whether you can display a line in a green color or some particular words in green color, some particular words in red color. So that looks very fancy. It looks very good actually. So now, so slash bin slash bash, and I'll say that something like echo the below, yeah, whatever output is for dollar star. Okay, but I want to hide it, the special, so I'll use slash. I'll use a for loop for each in dollar star do. Then I will use echo dollar each do, close with do with return. Similarly, I'll just say echo the below output is for dollar at for each in dollar at do each dollar, sorry, echo dollar each close the do with done. This is a simple script actually, right? Right. So I'm trying to print here both the values, dollar star, dollar at, and as you know, the output is same actually. So I'll see this file. I'll use a chmod plus x if at star. Now when I execute the script, you can see dot slash diff, and I'll give something 1, 2, 3, a x, y, z, whatever. Can you see both are giving the same output actually? So now you will say, sir, what is the difference between dollar star and dollar at? And yesterday you told something like, instead of using dollar star always, please always try to use dollar at. That is better compared to dollar star. So let me first open the script. So what I should do always, that I will always, first I have to, I will follow this process. First I have to do chmod plus x, then do a diff at star, and, sorry, let me do like this. And let me do a cat on this to display this script, and then I will execute this. This is what I need, like this, so that I can copy paste this way, so that you guys can get to know everything. So let me copy this and let me paste this script like this. Correct. Now, okay, you're getting the output. Fine. This is the same output you're getting it actually. But what exactly a difference? Small difference. So a small difference is, okay, what is a small difference? Like, for example, if you are passing, suppose you are passing this value 1, 2, 3, ax. Now, how many parameters you are passing? You are passing one parameter, two parameter, three parameter, four parameter, and five parameter. So $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. Five parameters you are passing. Fine, it is displaying it, the five parameter.
Please, Swami.
Okay, guys. Guys, please mute yourself. One second, guys. I'm getting one call.
Rajesh sir, voice is not there.
Yeah, sorry, guys. I was in a call. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So now, guys, can you able to hear me?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Fine. Yeah. So, sorry, I was in a call actually. So, yeah, you're getting the same output actually, right? You're getting same output. So there is no difference. Okay, let me do a thing. Let me check it out whether, yeah. So let me give in this double quote. It doesn't, let me see if I give it in a double quote. Yeah. You can give in a double quote like this. And also we'll give in this double quote. So let's see if we are getting in some kind of other different way of output. Yeah. So when I'm using a double quote, you could see that the dollar star, right? The dollar star, it is displaying the value in this way. Whatever I'm giving the value like this, you're getting a value in this way. 1, 2, 3, 5. Fine. You can take it, you can consider that, okay, it is, no, you're getting, you are getting all the parameter what you're passing in it is displayed in this way actually, not in next line. So this is fine. Okay, it means that the shell can even interpret this way also. It means that it can take this as a $1 as a $1, $2 as 2, $3 as 3, $4 as A, and $5 as XYZ. Even in $at also, it can do the same thing. It can take a $1 as 1, $2 as 2, $3 as 3, $4 as A, and $5 as XYZ. So it will display like this way. But yeah, what is the difference? Assume that while passing a parameter like this, you are saying that Rajesh, I want to club this second and the parameter to this 2, 3 as single parameter. So you will be doing it like this double quote. It means that while passing a parameter, you are now passing only 4 parameter. So here what happened? The first parameter is this one. The second parameter is nothing but 2 and 3, which together you want to send it. And the third parameter is A, and the fourth parameter is like this. Now, when you are doing like this, you could see that how dollar star will behave. See, dollar star, it cannot make at all. It cannot consider this 2, 3 as a single value. It will take it as two different values only. That's what you could see that it is not showing any difference at all. Whereas for the $at, you could see that it is considering this as the first parameter, this 2 and 3 both as a second parameter it is taking. And the third parameter is taking as a 4, and the fourth parameter is XYZ. So when you're doing dollar star, in some case, when a user is passing like this in a command line, the dollar star will not work properly. It will consider as the two different value. Because you're passing it here, double quotes, it is not at all considering when it comes to dollar star. $at will consider the double quotes actually. You understood now? So it means that when you're processing it, whenever you are sending the parameter with this way, where you're clubbing or where you are having, suppose you're passing something like this actually. See, here it is considering the whole thing as, so how the dollar star is considering, oh, it considered the first as a $1, this as a $2, this is a $3, this is a $4, this is a $5. Everything is considering like that actually. But that is wrong. Why? Because as a user, you're passing with the double quotes, right? You are expecting this to act like a single position parameter. So you're saying that, sir, this has to be considered as a $2. So, but whereas here in dollar star, it is not at all considering. Whereas in $at, it is considering it as a single parameter, as a single position parameter. So this is what the small difference you have to tell in an interview whenever they ask you. Is it clear, guys? I hope that this is clear. Right? So that's the reason yesterday I stressed that always use a $at whenever using in your shell script. Maybe because while passing a parameter, when you're executing a script, when you're passing it, you might pass some string which you will be using as a double quotes. Correct? So now let me have the script again. Okay, and then let me execute the script like this. Now you'll understand the whole output. So these are very minute things which we're discussing, but yeah, it is good thing that we have to know all these things. Okay, fine. Good, sir. This is what it is. Now, what we're going to do next? Now we are going to see that we'll have a loop control statements or even commands also by using break and continue. So yesterday we just understood, or we just saw in one of the script where I used the break statement. but today we are going to a little bit elaborate and understand it actually. So what are break and continue? So basically break and continue, these are the commands, guys, actually. These are the commands actually are used to control the execution of loops actually. It controls the execution of the loops, whichever loops might be. It could be a for loop, while loop, until, select, any loop might be. Break and continue will be used in almost all the loops. So they usually use for controlling the execution of the group, right? Like for example, I will take an example now. Okay, let us take an example. Suppose assume that you know that if I do an ls command, you could see that it is showing me all the files and directories. There are so many files are there, and you could also see that some lot of files are having .sh extension, and many of the files are having .txt extensions. So I will write a script to just display all the files and directories are there in the present working directory. So what I will do, I'll write a script like vi something display underscore files.sh something. I'll write the script name with this hash bang slash bin slash bash slash bin slash bash. Why this nonsense? People are continuously calling me. Okay. Okay, fine. So now what I will do, I want to just display. No, what I will do, I'll just simply write an ls command. That's all I need, right? So I'll save this file. I'll just say chmod plus x display files.sh. So I'll execute the script. Yeah, definitely it will show me the ls output, no? So what is there in my script? Nothing. Simple one ls command is there. But I have to use some for loop actually. So that by using a for loop, I want to display the whole files. What are they in my present directory? How to do it actually? So open that script, same script. You don't think you first comment this line. I mean, just we showed you, that's all, right? Now what happened, I'll use for variable name, something, each file I'll use, each underscore file in option. So you know that I can even, option I can pass even the command also. So how to do it? You have to say dollar, open the bracket, ls, and close the bracket like this, right? Or else, as I said yesterday, that some people will also use like this also. Both are same. But most of scripts nowadays, you'll see that like this actually, right? So for variable name each file in option, and then spare $* to echo $each file. Close this do with done. Simple for loop, right? I'll say this file. So now what we'll do is that I will cat the file content display file, and I will run the script actually display file.sh. So now you could see that it is also displaying the same way, right? I might not write completely, but yeah. So now, so it is displaying it. Correct, guys? So I'm able to display everything with the help of a simple for loop only. Fine. Now my requirement is that actually, sir, I want to only display the file which is having a .txt as an extension. .txt extension. Only these three files or whatever the file is having a .t as extension. Let me create one more ls.txt, whatever. Bob.txt. Some files which is having a .txt as an extension. I want to display all those files. Now what I'm going to do, you'll open that file, display. Let me do one thing, let me write the same thing, or let me comment it out. Okay. I'll use something like, whenever you want to comment the line, you know that I have to use a double less than sign and something, some string, something like multiple line comments, M comment we say. And at the end, you have to use the same M comment, right? It means that all these lines under these things are been commented, right? Now I'll do one thing, I'll use a for loop. One more, I'll write for variable name each underscore files. Instance for option, I'll use a dollar. Open the bracket, I will use ls, what is it? Star dot txt. So star is a we call it as a meta character or file globbing characters, we say. Like, for example, see, in Linux or in Unix, we are having a file globbing characters. File globbing characters. What are those file globbing characters? Like we have a star, uh, we have something known as a question mark, we have something known as a cap, we have something known as a dollar, we have something known like this range operator, like this. So this, whatever we call this as a range actually. So these file globbing characters are very much used. Even these file globbing characters are used within a script or even in the command line also. Like for example, I'm just saying, like for example, you say that Rajesh, I want to display all the files which are starting with the A. See, A, ls, A, star. See, it will display the files which starts with the character A star. A means the first character should be A, and rest the star means anything. It could be anything. See, after A, it could be anything like this. It could be .sh, it could be whatever might be the string. After A, everything you're displaying it actually. Similarly, if you say, Rajesh, I want to display all the files or directories. Suppose I have a directory mkdir, something, Farah is a directory. I'm just taking some name, mkdir Farah. So Farah is a directory, and file 1, file 2, file 3 are the files actually. Is there any file which is having? So when I do a f ls f star, see, it will display all the files which start the. It also displays the directory name also. So after f, star means anything. It could be anything, right? That's how. Question mark means, this question mark means a single character. Suppose I have a file which is having a single character. Suppose, for example, I'm creating a file with a single character A. See, there's a file with the name A. So ls, if I say question mark and enter, see, it will display the file. So whichever file which is having a single character, like when you do a ls question mark, see, it will display those files which is having only single character. So one question mark stands for a single digit. Now you might say, sir, this I'm using in this one, correct, sir? Correct. But also there is something you said that we are having echo dollar question mark. So here you know that, yeah, question mark here is what? Oh, it has the exit status of last execute command. Correct? Yeah, correct. You said is what you said is right. But what happened, right? When you are using the single characters in a command line without using dollar and all, it interprets in a different way, or it works in a different way. When you're using along with the dollar command, along with the dollar symbol, it works in a different way. Like that, you have to understand. So even though we are having the same character question mark, but it is used in a different purpose for different ways actually. So cap means begin, dollar means end. We have seen this also in grep command. If you remember, you will say that, Rajesh, I want to display all the files which begin with the letter M. See, it will display all the files and directories. Ls cap begin with M. It is not working. Okay, hold a second. Ls you have to use like this. Pipe it to grep cap M like this. Then it will work. Yeah, this is how it works actually. Cap doesn't work like that. You have to use with the grep command, but cap is also one of the file globbing characters. Similarly, you know that you are having a file which is ending with a .txt. So ls pipe it to grep of, okay, txt dollar. So whichever file which is ending with the .txt, display all those files like that. So now we are having AB as a file. Suppose that I'm having a file with the name AB or ABC. I want to display all the files which is having a 3 characters. So to say ls like this 3 question mark. It will display those files like that. So these are some of the file globbing characters which we use it actually. So what I'm using the same star here, where I'm using in my display files.sh. You could see that I'm using ls space. Star means anything. It could be, but it should have an end with a .txt as an extension. Correct? Now what I'm doing here, do echo space dollar each underscore file close this do with done. Correct, guys? Now I'll save this file. Now when I do execute the script, cat of display, and when I execute it, and one more thing very important is that actually if there is any syntax error, you will see the next line will be shown as a red only. Right. So with this also you will understand, okay, there is some issues there actually. It means that there's some issue with the syntax at the in any one of the above lines. So you'll see immediately that okay, there is some issue here. Okay, because I didn't close the double quotes actually. So now you'll get to know that. So that's how one of the way. That's how we install this Vim enhanced package so that you will get it actually. So let me do the cat of display. Second, guys. So you could see that actually it will display all the files and all the files which is having a .txt as an extension, right? Okay, this is simple only. Okay, now but why we are discussing all these things? I mean, we are discussing this, but exactly what is the need for discussing all these things? So because we want to understand about how break and continue works. That's the reason I'm just showing you. Now you'll say that Rajesh, this is fine. It is displaying it. It is displaying this all these files, all .txt files. But now your requirement, you say that Rajesh, I want to only display the first line, man, or the first file only. I should not display the other files. Is there any way where we can manage it to only display only one file and not the other files? Yes, we can write a logic, right? How to do it? Okay, let me do one thing. Let me open this file, display files.sh. So now I want to only display. So here what happened? I'm displaying every line. I mean, every TXT file. But you're saying that no, only one TXT file should be displayed. Other should not be displayed. So, okay, let me do one thing. Let me have one variable, something like counter. Something. Counter is equal to 1. Okay. Get inside the for loop. Now, in a simple way, what we can do, if condition, open the double bracket. Then you will say that Rajesh $counter, if it is equal to 1, okay, if it is equal to 1, then what you do, then you display this file, the first file, and you do control plus plus actually. How do you do control plus plus? You have to use double bracket, CNT, control plus plus, like this. Close this if condition with F5. So what you're doing, guys, here, now you are using some variable control is equal to 1. Okay. And then what happens that here, what happened, right? When you are executing this for loop, what happens that this will be executed because this is a command, right? And the whole output of the command output will be here. It will be placed here. Actually, it means that whatever you're having, alice.txt, bob.txt, file1.txt, everything will be expanded and it will be kept here. After that, what happened? Because you're using a for loop, it will take one value at a time. So first, alice.txt will be taken and it will be assigned to the variable each file. Okay, it has been assigned. Now, once it is assigned, so it will get inside the for loop. It means that it has to start executing the everything you do and done, right? Whatever is there, that it has to execute it. So inside it, what you're doing, you're having an if condition. We are checking whether the dollar control is equal to 1. So the whatever you assign the value, yes, it is equal to 1. This condition is pass. This condition is true. Now, if this condition is true, in the if it will get inside the if condition, it will try to print that file actually. And what you're doing next, you're doing a control plus plus. Since there are many other values are there, it will go inside again, it will go back to a for loop, it will take second file, bob.txt. That bob.txt will be assigned to the variable each file. Now the counter values you have increased to 2, right? Because it is counter plus plus tau. Now what happened? You will get inside the if condition. If condition whether the dollar control is equal to 1, no. Because dollar count is not, but now it is 2. 2 is equal to 1, no, it is failed. It will not get inside at all. and again it will go it, right? Now you see that if you execute the script, you will get to know about this. What is it? You have to say cat of display files, right? And then execute the script. See, only alice.txt is displayed. Other files, you are not executing, because I'm just using some kind of a logic here to make sure that only one file should get executed, or the first file should get executed. But what is a disadvantage here, guys? If you carefully understand, the disadvantage that actually, right, even though I have displayed the first file, that is alice.txt, still the for loop is not stopped the iteration. It is still iterating, because because here you are having so many other files are there which is having a .txt as an extension. So first alice.txt has displayed it, right? It has echoed it actually. Soon after it echoed, you have to make sure that you have to break out from the for condition. It means that you have to break out from this condition. You don't have to really execute beyond that, because your requirement is that I want to only display the first file. After that, but what happened here in this case? No, unnecessary be iterating, even though it is not getting inside it. Unnecessary, it is getting, the for loop is getting iterated. It again check the condition. Oh, this condition is false. Again, it will go to the next value. Again, it will assign to the variable. Again, it will check whether this condition. You could see that unnecessary, these codes are getting called again, because your for loop is not yet stopped. For loop is still executing, but in the real time this shouldn't happen, right? Because when you have achieved your requirement, then why you have to simply get into the for loop execution iteration, even though there is no use, right? So in that case, what happened, right? Somehow you have to make sure that you need to break out from that condition. So that's the reason you need to use a break command, right? Display files.sh. So now what you will do, guys, what you're going to do here. Okay, now what you will do here, see, you could, or else I'll do one thing. I'll also write one more echo command here. Echo for loop is over. Here, echo starting the loop. So I'm using the echo before and after. Just see the execution now. / display files. See. So starting the loop, okay, it is printing it, and only one line, only one file is printed. And at the end, you could see that this echo is also getting executed, because you have completed the for loop, and the last echo command, right? Whatever you have echo command, right? That echo, the for loop is all, even this is also getting executed. That is fine. This is what I needed, right? But the thing is that the disadvantage here is that actually the for loop will be, it is getting iterated up to the last value actually. So that shouldn't happen, because my requirement is to only print the first file. After that, it should break and it should come out from that, right? So now what you're going to do, so you'll open that, simple guys, you'll open it. Instead of doing this count plus plus, I don't need this. Okay, or else let me have this file. Okay, I have this one. I'll do one thing. Second comment, so that I need this file, guys. Because for you also, when you're referring this file, you might need this actually. Okay. So now what you are doing here, let me have the same program. I think, okay, I have commented from here. Okay, fine. Okay, already it is there here, but anyhow, yeah, this is already there actually. But to avoid the confusion, let me comment from here only. The complete thing I'm commenting about. I can comment, yeah. So you commented the whole line. So now I'm using same thing, starting the loop, and then control, and then like I will copy paste the whole stuff here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here, Starting each file. Okay, fine. Now I will remove this. So what I will do here, guys, I'll simply put the break statement or break command. Clear? So now what I will do that, or else what you can do, see, even you will say that, Rajesh, why we need a if condition, man? Can we remove this? Okay, I'm just thinking, yeah, you can do this way also, right? Starting the loop, it will only display the first file and then it will break. Yeah, it will work. No doubt it will work. See, only one file. Yeah, I don't need even if condition also, right? Why I need a if condition? Directly you're displaying it and you're calling a break. So what break is doing? Break is actually breaking your for loop actually. Even though there are many iterations are there which to be executed, but break is just executing. So our achievement is to only display the first file. After that, you're breaking it out, right? You can even exit it out also, but exit. So after break, what happened, right? The break will not make sure that it will not exit out from your script execution, but it only break out from your, from your loop execution. So here we're using for loop. It will break out from that for loop execution. So, but after the break, so as soon as the break is getting executed, it will break out from the for loop execution. But you could see that even this string is also getting displayed. It means that whatever the lines which are there below this for condition or with this condition, all those lines will get executed later. So break doesn't mean that it is going to break you from out of your script only. It is only going to break out from your for condition or from your loop condition actually. Now, suppose if I'm using the exit actually, see, exit now. Now you could see that how exit will work. See, exit, no doubt you're achieving it. You are achieving your requirement. But what happened? Whatever the line which are there in below that for condition, right? You could see that actually those are not getting executed at all. So in our case, you could see that this line echo, the loop is over. This is not getting displayed here. See here? See, this is not getting displayed. Starting the loop, Alice dot is where is this? This is not. So exit will make sure that it will make your exit out from your execution from the script itself actually. So this is the using exit is not an appropriate way, right? We have to always use the break statement. Okay, guys. So I hope that you have understood now how to use the break effectively within your script actually. So whenever you have met some condition, or whenever a user has met his requirement, you don't want to continue with that for loop execution, then you need to call a break command or the break you have to call the break command within your inside your for loop so that you're breaking out from the for loop execution. So guys, I hope that you understood it. Clear? Any doubts, sir? No? Okay, fine. Now, so this looks good actually. Okay. So now what is it actually? What you have to write? So here in the notes, so break and continue are used to control the execution, right? So break command is used to terminate or exit, not terminate, just exit the current loop actually completely before the actual ending of the loop. Right, guys. So let me copy paste the so that you'll get to know. Clear, guys? Now, one more important thing, one more, we'll take an example. to show you how the break works actually. Okay. I want to show you something on a sequence actually using sequence command. So let me do one thing. Let me open something display sequence dot sh something. Okay. So I'll do one thing hashbang /bin /bash echo starting the loop for each variable name in. I'll use a dollar. Okay, I will use a command known as sequence command. So sequence command, it is basically used to display the value, sequence value. Like I'll say 110. Okay, what is a sequence command? Guys, suppose, so for example, I want to display the value from 1 to 10. Okay, so I'll use a sequence 1 to 10 like this. See, I can display the value like this. So I want the sequence number. Tomorrow you'll say that Rajesh, I want the sequence from 1 to 100. Yeah, you can use like this actually. See, so sequence command, okay, it will display the value like this actually. So now you'll say that Rajesh, I want to display the odd number. Like I want to display the odd number, one odd number. I want to display the odd numbers like 1, 3, 5, 7, up to 9. I want to display, not more than that. So what you're saying that you're saying the sequence. I want to display the value 1 from first. And then you say that Rajesh, I want to display the odd number, like 1 I have to display, plus I have to display the value 3, 5, 7. So 3 means 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 is the increment value. Up to what value? I want to display up to value number 9. So I will give sequence 1, 2, and 9, I will say. See, I am displaying like this actually. So I'm displaying the odd number. So what is happening here? First, it is considering 1. Sequence command is printing 1. Then what happened? Next value, how sequence is taking is 1 plus 2 or 2 value is 3. Is 3 is less than 9? Yes. 9 is a last value. It means that it's a condition value. Oh, is 3 is less than 9? Yes. Then again sequence what will do? Now next 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 is less than 9? Yes. It is less than 9. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 is less than 9? Yes. 7 plus 2 is 9 is less than 9. No, 9 is not less than 9 is equal to 9. So 9 also will get displayed. 9 plus 2, 11. Is 11 is less than 9? No, 11 is not less than 9. 11 is greater than 9. So now it will stop here. Now you will say that Rajesh, I want to, okay, now the next question that Rajesh, I want to display the line from something I want to reverse in a reverse order. Like I want to display the value 100, 99, 96, 94, 98, like how you do it. Sequence of 100 value minus 2 and up to where? Up to 0. See, it'll display like this. 100, 98, see. So you can play with this sequence command actually. So the same command I'm using insert script actually. Display sequence.sh something sequence.sh. So for variable name each in $sequence 1 to 10, you know that it will, when you're executing this command, you will get a value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like that. Or else you can write like this way also. See. So Rajesh, you are saying, can we write like this way? Oh yeah, man, you can write like this way. Nothing wrong in that actually. But suppose in your company, they ask you, please display the value 100. Do you think that you will start writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12? You can't do it, right? That's the reason you write use sequence command. So like this. Clear, guys? I hope you are understanding whatever I'm saying. Friends, please confirm if you're understanding or not.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Easy, right? It's easy. Just you have to learn, that's all. Yes, got it. Good. Okay, fine, sir. Now, what is my requirement, sir? I'll just do. First, let us display what is it, echo dollar each. Done. And after that, echo. Is it for loop is over, whatever. See why I'm showing you so many examples and all, like you will get a complete idea, guys. Actually, right? Then what happened, right? When you are working on any scripts, right? You shouldn't feel any difficulty while understanding or while writing. So anyway, we know that this will work actually, right? This will work. It will starting loop. I'm displaying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can take the loop. Now your requirement says that Rajesh, I want to display the from 1 to 5 only. Beyond 5, I shouldn't do it. Okay. How you are going to do that? First, let me so second example. This is sorry. So now what is my requirement, guys? My requirement is that actually I want to what is my requirement, guys? I want to only display the from 1 to 5, right? How we are going to do it? Display sequence dot sh. Okay, so now what I will do here, okay, inside it, what I will do here, the for loop, if double bracket dollar of each is it greater than 5? If it is greater than 5, okay, what I'll do, I'll say then I want to only display file, right? Like I will call a break statement here. Close this condition file and echo dull each. Yes. Sorry. So what you're doing here, you're just checking whether the whatever the sequence is greater than 5. It is not greater than 5. It is less than 5. Then this will get executed. Again, it will go to the iteration. Now the value 2 will be taken. Is 2 is greater than 5? No, 2 is not greater than 5. It will not get inside this break statement, but it will display this value. Again, 3, 4, 5. After 5, you'll get 6. If 6 is greater than 5. Right? What is it? 6 is greater than 5. Yes, 6 is greater than 5. The condition is true. It will get inside the if condition. It will break, call the break command. And it will come out from the execution of this for loop. And this will be printed to the end. Because you're breaking means you're breaking from the for loop. So let us display now. Let us run the script. Now you know that it will display only the 5 value. Is it clear, guys? Right? Display. Good. Okay. Okay, guys. So what else? What else you have? See, I mean, you can even say that actually, like this actually. Rajesh, can I? Yeah, you can paste it here, like this. You can write it here, Correct. So I don't need this, right? So I'm not calling break actually. But you know very well that this will also display it, no doubt. No, what is it? Not greater than. What is it, sir? Not equal to 5. Sorry. Not equal to 5. Yeah. Yeah. This will also not equal to for each not equal to 5. Yes. Hmm. Okay, that is okay, man. That's fine. We don't need this. Okay. I don't want to confuse you more actually. Yeah, that's not required. Okay. So that's fine. Well, I don't want to really confuse you. Yeah, yeah, fine. That is correct only. Less than 5. Yeah, correct. I was thinking something, but okay, that's fine. But we are just discussing the break actually, right? So now what we are going to do, like we will, the next is that we will see the continue, like actually, what is a continue, right? See, continue is basically that you want to continue the execution of the loop actually, even though you have met some condition, you want to continue from the loop actually. So basically what happened that we use this continue a lot also sometimes. So basically what continue will do, continue command is used to continue the loop even after meeting the condition. I mean, even after meeting the condition, you want to continue it actually further execution, then you will be using a continue. Right. So now, what is my requirement? Like, for example, I have the same example actually. Like, I'll try to do a copy of this display sequence as something like continue.sh. Okay, I'll copy this. I'll have this file. So what it is happening here, it is something like you are displaying the value from 1 to 10. Correct. Now you say that actually, Rajesh, it is displaying the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I don't want to display the value 5. I mean, I want to only display from 1 to 10, but 5 should not be displayed. I think this is correct what we are 10. So what we are doing here, if for each in sequence 1 to 10, okay, do if dollar of each is not equal to, or if it is equal to 5. If it is equal to 5, if it is equal to 5, then what happened? You don't display the line. You don't display it actually. So I'll make it to continue. And here, go dollar each. So now you could see that actually. So what happening here, guys? So when I chmod sh continue sh display cat of continue sh. Now at first a dot slash continue sh. See, you could see that the value 5 is not getting displayed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not getting displayed here. Why? Because that if you see the script, you could see that actually you are executing it. So what happened here? If this condition is met, if this condition is true, inside if condition, you are using continue. So what the continue will do, continue will not execute this line at all. Continue will make sure that it will go back to the same for loop from where the execution was running. So even though for the other values, it is displaying this echo value, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. As soon as this condition was true, the continue got called, and continue is going to take back to the loop and it start iterating the next value. Right? So that's the reason you could see that you are not displaying the value 5. Yeah. Okay. So now, okay. So apart from this, right, we have something known as a, there are many other loops are there. Like for example, you are having a while loop actually. While loop is there, until loop is there, right? And even like select statement, select loop is there, right? So what are the different ways where we can use a while loop? So there are different ways to use while loop. What are those? For example, the first way, what you can even use a while loop for the infinity. Like for example, you remember in the for loop I use this like this for. So this is for infinity, right? Similarly, we can even use a while loop also for infinity. For that, so infinity while loop. So for that, how to do it means you have to. So the syntax of the while loop is actually, guys, while while the condition do write the statements like command 1, command 2, close the statement with done. It's the same thing like for loop only. But here what happened, instead of for loop, you're replacing with a while loop here. While the condition do write the statement, close the do with done. This is the syntax. Now you're saying that, Rajesh, this until this condition is true, will be keep executing the statement. Once this condition becomes false, come out from the while loop. So a small difference between while and until that here what happened, if whenever until this condition is true, it will be keep executing. So guys, 1 second. Somebody has come. 1 second. Okay. So guys, so until this condition is true, it will be keep executing statements. Once the condition become false, come out from the while loop. It means it will stop executing the while loop. Same, the syntax for the until is also same. Until case the condition do command 1, command 2, or whatever, statement 1, statement 2, whatever you can say, close is do with done. Until in what happened, until the condition is false, keep executing the statements. Keep executing. As soon as the condition becomes true, come out from until loop. Here what happened, right? Until this condition is false, keep executing these statements. What are there within inside your do and done inside it. Inside the until condition, whatever you have, right? Just keep executing it. Once this condition becomes true, come out from the until loop. So whereas here in the while this condition is true, keep executing statements. Once this condition becomes false, come out from the while loop. So opposite of while is until, you have to understand like that. Here the condition should be true to always execute. Here the condition should be false to always execute. Is it clear, guys? So now what we're doing that, okay, this is a simple syntax. We will write a lot of examples on the while loop. But suppose assume that I want to, you make use of the while loop where I want to infinitely print the strings or infinitely execute these commands actually. Then what I have to do that for infinitely, I have to use while true. Like this, while true, to write the statement like this, do with done. This is the syntax. Or else sometimes some people use like this, while semicolon like this, to write the statement, close this do with done. Both are same actually. Either you can use a true or either you can use this one. Or else you can use some command also. Like for example, while some command. Okay, do close this do with done like this. These are the syntaxes, guys, actually. So let us see a simple examples on how it works actually. Okay, so now, okay, so let us write simple examples. Vi while underscore loop dot sh. Okay, hash bang slash bin slash bash while true do echo something. I'm okay. And even if you want to print that something like this, process to be done. So chmod plus x while, then I'll execute the script. See, it'll be printing like this, right? Unless and until you do Control C, because you are using a while true, right? While true means it is in an infinite loop. See, I have to do Control C. Correct, guys? So this is how you have to use a while loop. Similarly, what happened, right? You can even, as I said, right, you can even have with the command actually. For example, suppose I have something like, I'll use the same while loop. Okay. I'll do one thing like I'll comment it out. My comment, something. And here I'll just say my comment. Now while you have something while date command, date do echo date command is executing something with while loop. Done. Now you could see that if you execute the script, see the date command is also getting executed, and inside that you have, inside that some statement is that you are even printing this also. So here also what happened, with the help of a command also you are infinitely you are executing. Now you will say that Rajesh, I don't want to display this command man. See, while loop.sh, this is getting executed as a command. Now you know the trick. I don't want to display the date man. What is the trick, guys? Ampersand greater than /dev/null. See, series file. Now execute this again. See, only the what are the statement which is there inside that while loop, right? That is getting executed. Right? Okay. Or else, okay, we have while loop.sh. Okay, let me say my comment to second comment. My comment to, right, while something, I'll write one condition, something like that. 4 is 4 is greater than 1. Yes, 4 is greater than 1. This is always the condition, right? Do so executing while loop. Oh, okay, something like this. See, this is also correct. This is also something like you are infinitely executing it. See, correct, guys. So there are multiple ways are there where you can run your script, run your while infinitely. Actually, okay. Now, very important. One of the very important aspect of using a while loop is that actually if you want to read a file content, I can use a while loop using the file content. How to do it, or what is the syntax to read it? So one of the very important use case of using a while loop, one of the important use case. Hold a second. Let me first display the script. Actually, cat of while loop .sh. I will not give the output. I mean, I'm not for run. But you can understand it, right? one of the important use case of the while loop, okay, is for reading the file content. This is very important, guys. This is what most of the time we will be using this while loop actually. So reading a file content. So how it reads it actually? So what is the syntax actually? You have to say while read line do execute the statements or commands do with done, and it is getting input from the some file name. This is syntax actually. Here while read, okay, this will be reading the entire file, okay, line by line. So this is some variable name. You can use anything. I can use XYZ, I can use var, I can use Rajesh, Raj, anything. This is a variable you can use. You can replace with any name, but this is syntax. While read is a syntax, and then after that any variable name. Do whatever the statement you want to do it, you write it and done. And here you are getting an input for this by using a less than symbol, that is an input redirection operator with some file name. This is the name actually. Okay. Now what I will do now, guys, I will write a simple file now. Okay. So what I'm going to do that I'm going to write a simple file. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me write something like I'm writing some file information like server info file information. So I'll use a VI servers underscore info, any name. I'll give something like server info.txt file. Okay. So I will write something like let me paste the IP address of the Ubuntu server or the CentOS server. This is the IP address, public IP. I'll paste like this, public IP space. The username is CentOS here. Okay, and the password is something. I'll use the CentOS @123. That is a password. Okay, and there is something like a date command is there. There's something like a uptime command is there. Something. So second one is nothing but I will give the IP address of your either dummy server or Ubuntu. I'll take IP address of this Ubuntu server space. Ubuntu is a username. Password for the Ubuntu username is something. This is not the password, but I'm just saying. Assume that the password is 123, and you are having a my command and the date command. So this is a simple file server underscore info.ss where we are having this contents. Some contents are there. Now you're saying that Rajesh, I want to read this entire file and I want to display this entire content. Actually, how to write it actually, or is there any way? Yes, you can use the while loop. Along with that while loop, there's something like a while read is there. Using that, actually, you can actually display the entire file content. So how to do it? So what is it? You can use a while read file .txt hashbang /bin/bash. Okay, something. What is it, guys? File underscore name is equal to server underscore info.txt file. While read, you can even use line. Okay, let me do. I don't want to use a line as a variable name. I will use something like a each line, something each line. Do what is it, guys? You have to say echo dollar of each underscore line. Done. But it is getting an input from something like this is a file name, right? File underscore. No, I have to pass just a dollar of file underscore name. Right? So I will save this file. Now I'll use a chmod plus x file while read file dot. Sorry, guys. I have to rename that file. While read file dot not txt. It should be a sh, right? Dot sh extension, right? Sorry. I have to rename this file. So now I have a chmod plus x while read file.sh file, and then let me display the file content while read file. This is the file content. Okay, and then I will execute the script actually. See, you could see that it is showing me the whole content. So this is how you have to read a complete file. So while read is very much useful in most of the scripts because you need to actually read the whole content of the file actually. Correct? So this is what the output is. So any doubts you have guys still here? Anything? Any question? No? Okay. Good. Now. So guys, I hope you are getting interest. Okay. So now it is like that also you can use. See, you can use this syntax actually while read line and do and write this you can use. Or else for reading a file, you can even use like this also. A lot of people in many scripts you will see like this actually. Command pipe it to while a read line do write the statements or your commands closes do with done actually. Like this is also correct. Either you can read the whole file content by using this method or else, so this is the method one. This is the first method and this is the second method actually. Second method. So in the second method, what you have to do that, I'll do one thing. I'll open the same file while read file.sh. I'll do one thing. I will try to comment this line actually. I'll try to do this comment from here actually. My comment. Okay. So let this file like this be. Let it be like this only. Okay. What I will do, I'll just say cat of dollar of servers underscore info dot txt. Okay. Or else you can use directly dollar cat of dollar of file name, right? Or else let me do it directly like this actually. Cat of dollar server info while read line. I will use this one line. Do echo is dollar of line. Let's say something like this dash and mention. Close into it. See, dot slash while read file. See, we can read the file content like this also. Clear? Or else you'll say, sir, I want to here when you do an ls, you know that you are getting all the files actually. You can even do like this. I want to even display all the files like this. So what you will do here, double less than something. My comment second, whatever. My comment two. Okay, I can use like this. LSF and LRT. Pipe to while of read line. Do echo dollar of line. Same thing. When whatever is there above it, same thing. Instead, I'm just using this ls. See how it works. See. right? Whatever the LSF and LRT, right, that you are displaying line by line. So you can either use command, or either you can use you can even try to pass a file itself actually. So that's the reason I said, right, there are two methods are there, either this method or else this method. Important, very important. These are the two important things. Now, one more very important is that actually, guys, now it's many times what happened, right? Whenever we are reading a file, how the while loop understands, because here you could see that whenever you are having a file, you could see that you will have a lot of spaces in between the lines. For example, I'm having like a server info.txt file. You could see that it reads a line by line, it reads it, right? But you could see that for each and every line, there's a field, or there's a space here actually. We call it as a IFS, interfield separator. So here interfield separator is either space or a tab. That's how it understands the whole line and it reads it and it prints it actually, right? Suppose assume that you will have a file which is having something like a interfield separator as a comma actually. Okay, interfield separator as a comma, right? Then what happened, right? You have to explicitly tell, saying that actually, sir, I want to read the file, but I want to understand each and every word separated with a comma like that, interfield separator. Then how the interfield separator works with your while loop. So what we are to understand now, while loop with interfield separator. This is also very important, which we will be using our in our day-to-day activity, right? So what is interfield IFS means? Inter not inter means you can say internal field separator also. Interfield separator, which is one of the shell variable or environment variable ways. Right? The IFS variable is used as a word separator. Word separator for the loops. Right. So now, so you have this server info.txt, right? So now what you are doing that you are saying that Rajesh, I want to display the whole file content, and you have seen this actually, right? Where you have seen, guys. So you can use this like this, right? While read line, do the statement, and here you have to pass that server info.txt file. Like for example, we have here while loop.sh. You have seen this. Where is it, guys? While read file.txt. Here you have seen this, right? You are passing this file name here. That is nothing but server.info, and it is printing it all the line. Actually, correct. Now, what is my requirement? Now you say that Rajesh, when you are executing it, actually, is it a way where I can display the only the second field like that? Is there any way to display the second field only? For example, here, this is the first IP address, and this is the username, and this is the password. So I want to only display the username. So in this line, CentOS has to be displayed, and in this line, Ubuntu has to be displayed. So how we can display it actually? Uh, how to display it, guys? Even I'm just thinking. Hmm. Yeah, awk you can do. What is said is right, correct. Awk you can do. With the help of a awk, you can do it. But I'm just thinking, is there any way to do it actually? Hmm. What is the way, man? How come? Yeah, awk you can do. No doubt in that actually. See, you can just say like this, cat of server info, type it to awk of print of $2. No doubt in that. It'll display it actually. But I was just thinking, is there any way to display in that while loop? Hmm, is there any way? Yes, there is a way actually. How we means basically, guys. Yeah, just now I recalled it. See, now when you're having a while read file, see what here is happening that you're using a while read and specifying the variable each line. So what each line will do that it will try to print whatever in line, each line is there, right? Each line, whatever you have in each line, right? Everything it will try to print it. It will treat this as a, it will treat everything as one line and it will take this entire line and it will print it, right? Similarly, it will try to print it. But what happened, right? Internally, what happened, right? How it understands means it understands it as a fields actually. Like this is the first field, this is second field, third field, fourth field, and fifth field. Like that. It'll treat it as a it'll treat it as a fields and it'll print it. Now, if I want to do little changes like this, for example, while read.sh is there, okay, let me take this or let me copy while read file.sh to while read uh, something fields. I want to just display some fields only. So I'll open this file while read files.sh. Now what I will do that I will try to uh, remove this comment. Yeah. So we're having bin bash while read. Instead of this, what I will do here, I will give some fields actually. Like for example, I'll give something like a F1, F2, F3, F4, and F5 because there are 5 fields are there, right? If you see it, if you see the file content, info.txt, you're having 5 fields 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the next line, also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I am executing, so what I'm doing here, what I did the changes in the file, I'm just passing it, okay, I want to display these 5 fields, right? So when now what I will do is this, I will try to uh, chmod plus x while read files with the fields.sh, then while read fields.sh. So here it is not displaying anything. Why? Because that here, what you're doing that here you are using a wrong way. You have to do it as a echo dollar F1 space dollar of F2 space dollar of F3 dollar of F4 and dollar of F5 like this. Now you run it. It will work. So now you are saying that Rajesh, I want to only display the second field. Now what you have to do that you have to only display the second field only. That's all. Yeah. Now you could see that. Now only you're displaying second field. This is what I needed actually. Yeah, cut can be used, but I'm just saying that how we can use it, because it'll treat everything as a line, but you can even separate it as a fields also. Because you're having a file with so many content, but there are words are there, and words are separated by the space or tab, right? I want to just display only the second column actually, or the second field of the file. So this is how, guys, actually, this is what you have to understand. Like if you open this file while read fields .sh, see, this is how you have to do it actually. So here I'm only displaying the second field. So let me take this. See, this is my requirement. Clear? This is my requirement. Okay. Now, what I was trying to tell that actually, suppose assume that the interfield separator here, it is space only in your server info.sh. In your server's info.sh, it is space only. Fine. Assume that instead of space, there's a comma here like this. So the first field is nothing but the IP address. The second field is that not the name of host name or nothing but the username. And the second field is nothing but your password. And the third, fourth field is nothing but your command one. And the last is nothing but command two, like this. So here you could make out that you are having a comma as an interfield separator here. Like this. Correct? Okay. So, and also you can even at the right at the top also. Here. This, okay, this is nothing but your server. The first field is nothing but server IP address. Server IP address, comma. The second is nothing but the username, comma. The third is nothing but the user password, PSSWD password. The fourth field is nothing but your command one. And the fifth field is a command two. Like this, you are just saying it. This is like a CSV file. Sir, if we don't know the number of fields in a file line, can we take the entire content of the file in array and then print the value? See, array like because it's a file content, right, guys? So what happened, right? If you take it to the next line, yeah, this is an interesting question. Ravi, I'll get back to you on this actually. Maybe you can work on that. Yeah, we can display through array also. But that would be very huge, guys, actually, because it is very difficult to manage all these things. Here, what happened, right? With the simple fields like F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, right? I'm able to manage it very easily with the file content. But here, when it gets to arrays, right? I think it could be difficult, but it's possible. I'm not denying that it is not possible. It is possible.
Yeah, thank
you. I'll check that actually. I will.
Yeah,
try
the
to
only reason I'm asking is suppose if you don't know how many fields exist in a line, so
correct.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that could be the use case. Yes. So this is okay. Now what happened here? You are having a comma as an interface separator, right? So you have to tell to the while loop that interface separator is comma here. So how to do that actually? So I'll write one more file while read file with the IFS interface separator.sh something. #bang /bin/bash while interfield separator is equal to, there it is, comma. You have to tell like this. This is very important. Read the field is F1, F2, 3, F4, F5. Do you say that, Rajesh, I want to display only the second field only. Dollar of F2. Close is do with done. You are getting an input from the file. What is the file name? servers underscore info dot txt. Chmod x while read file while underscore ifs dot sh. Yeah. Dot slash while read file if underscore if dot sh. See, you are getting this second field. But now there is a requirement that they will say that Rajesh, even that this is also getting displayed, right? Is this also getting displayed? If you see the server underscore info dot txt, could see that even this username is also getting. So I don't want this one, man. I want to only have this one. Okay, is there any way? Yeah, you can do that. I think you can do through the awk command. Yes, tail command or okay, anything in any way. There are different ways are there to do it actually. Okay, you can even use like this. Okay, and you can do it actually, or else you can even use a set command to delete the first line or delete the upper line. Like that, you can do anything actually, right? So now, but what we'll do, we'll use awk command. How to do it? Suppose, for example, you have a server info.txt. This is a file content. Suppose you say that Rajesh, I want to display only the second column actually. What I will do, I will use the awk command. Okay, and then like I'll use a code. I'll use a nr number of lines not equal to 1. Print the rest of the column. See, you could see that the first line is not getting printed here. So can I use the same nr here? Yeah, I can use the same nr here. This is what I needed actually. So I'll need this line. So what I will do here, you can just type this line, or else you can just keep it like this. Not sure guys how this notes will be. I mean, how you're going to read, because whatever I'm executing, everything I'm copy pasting, so that it should not be confused. So when you watch the video and when you see these notes together, right, then I think it will be useful for you. Or only watching or only going through notes, I think it might confuse you, right? So now what I will do that I will open the same file vi while read files underscore ifs dot sh. So I'll comment this line actually. Can do like this also. So every line you are commenting like this. So what I will do here, I'll just use this command. Pipe it to file ifs equals comma. The rest is same actually. F1, F2, F3, F4, F5. Do echo. Let me do thing. Let me print the first field and the second field also. Okay, see now it is doing like that. This is what I needed.
IFS means variable length, right? We can write anything, right?
IFS means interfield separator. You have to tell to your while loop that please consider the interfield separator as a comma there. So you could see that the interfield separator is comma here. In case of the server.info, right? That's the reason you are saying. You have to specifically say it actually. But here one important thing is that, see, here you are seeing it as a field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, field 5, because we know that there are 5 fields are there actually. Assume that you're not seeing it actually. Assume that, okay, this is good thing actually. While read file underscore if dot ss. Assume that you're saying that, Rajesh, I'm not mentioning here actually. Only I'm mentioning F1, F2, that's all. Not F3, F4, F5, F6. How it works, see? Dot slash while read file underscore if dot ssc. It is treating the first field F1. The second field, it is treating everything as a second field, and it is stating. Here also it is stating. See, if you see the server info.sh, F1, it is considering this one. This is fine. But F2, it is considering everything, sir. Because you are not mentioning F3, F4, F5, F6, right? It is taking this as a F3 only, and it is F2 only, and is printing everything. So there you need to be little careful. That means that you need to know how many fields are there in file. Appropriately, you have to mention those fields also here, like F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, like that. This is very important, actually. Clear? Suppose, okay, here you are printing F1. Yeah. No, that's the same thing, yeah. So just printing the F2 only. Same thing. So it is printing the second field, but second field you're printing, but it is treating everything as second field, because from there you are not mentioned F3, F4, F5, right? So everything it is taking actually as a second field. So then you have to make sure that, okay, you have to mention all the fields when you are mentioning over here, right? You need to mention everything like F2, F3, F4, F5, like that. And one more very important is that actually, see what happened right here, by default, the IFS in our shell is nothing but space or a tab. But here, while writing a script, actually, you're making the IFS to make sure that the interface separator should be comma. But what happened, right, during the execution of our program, okay, what happened that we are changing this value, but you have to change it back again to the space, right? So what you have to do? So for example, here you could see that what I've written, the if condition for your IFS interfield separator. Where is it, man? It's file for characters. Yeah. So interfield separator, which is one of the shell variables or the environment, interfield separator is used as a word separator for the loops. That is correct only. Now, the one more important point is that actually, if we are going to use or going to change the default IFS, default IFS is space or a tab, then it is always good practice to store the original IFS in a variable. So always have to make sure that. So how to do that actually? How to do that in the same script actually? Like here, what I have to do here, you have to mention like this actually. Old underscore IFS. Old underscore IFS. Some variable IFS is equal to dollar of IFS. Then after you complete your work, then you have to just say IFS equals dollar of old underscore IFS. It means that whatever the IFS you had, the space or tab, that you are actually storing to a variable initially. And then you are changing the IFS based on your requirement. Once you come out from the work, again reinitialize or repoint back to the old IFS to the IFS. This is how the best way to keep your IFS with the default IFS, whatever your bash shell provides. So default IFS is always space or a tab. Suppose you are doing like this, like you are executing one script. In the second script also you are using IFS, but in the second script, maybe you might be using the spaces there. There the script will fail because that you have initialized already IFS as a comma. Or as your scripter might be calling the other scripter, some other script, one more script. And there, what happened, IFS, you have to consider as a space or a tab. So then what happened, your script might fail actually. That's the reason what happened. It is always best practice to initialize like this. Clear, guys? So guys, I hope that you have understood the while loop actually. Right, while loop. And until loop, as I said, right, it is the opposite of until. So I will write a simple example. I will not go in detail about this until because there's no use actually. Suppose I'll just say /bin/bin/bash. I will have some counter is equal to 10 until what is it? Dollar of counter is less than 10, or else I'll do one thing. I'll make this as a 20 actually. Then, not then, sorry, do echo the counter is, the count is dollar counter, and I can even use the let method. Let counter is equal to counter -1, like this I have to write, or else I can write in a simple short, counter is equal to counter minus equals 1, like this. So done. Okay, so now we'll save the script. So here what happened, dollar counter. What is a dollar counter? The counter is 20. Is 20 is less than 10? No, 20 is not less than 10. 20 is greater than 10. So this condition is false actually. So until this condition is false, keep executing the statements. Once this condition becomes true, come out from the until loop like that. So chmod plus x until .sh /, until .sh. See, it will print up to 10. After that, what happened? The count is 9. Is 9 is less than 10? Yes, 9 is less than 10. The condition becomes true, and then it will not execute the until loop at all. Clear, guys? So I hope this is okay for you. Okay. Now what we're going to do now. So let us try to understand about the functions. Very important. Functions. I might take another half an hour, guys. So I will complete that functions part actually. Very important. Functions actually. Okay. So what is a function basically? Okay. See, function is basically a function is a how I can say, a block of code that it's a block. It is a block of code that performs a specific task. And which is which is reusable actually. Okay. And why we use the function? Function basically, function concept or function is basically is used to reduce the code length. It reduces the code length actually. So, you see that actually there are many times when you write a program, you will be using the same line or the same statement again and again in a file. right? So most of the statements, what happened, they'll be kind of a repetitive. It means that you'll be keep repeating the same sentence line by line. Sorry, same sentence again and again in many places within your script. So unnecessary, you are using that line. So though your code will work actually, but your code looks very much messier actually, because you are using the same line or same command again and instead of it, what you can do, you can club all those lines and you can call, you can use a, you can represent as a function and you can call that function within your script actually. Okay. So that's the reason what happened, right? You will see that most of the time what happened, right? You will be repeatedly, doing it. Like for example, if I take an example, I think I have an example. VI arithmetic. Let me see whether we have that line. Okay, this is arithmetic. Okay, but do you have any other lines, any other files where any other script where we are continuously like okay, do you have any calculator or anything? No, no, it's not. We don't have any example. Like, or else you could see that. See, I'll just write a small example. Or else, I think in the case we had, I think actually case 1.sh. Yeah, this is there. But sometime what happened? No, you would see that like this actually. See, I'll take this example only. Like for example, you will have this line actually. See, you'll have like this actually. No doubt, I'm just saying you, like for example, you will have like line like this actually. Correct. See, these two lines are been repeated everywhere, guys, actually. It'll be repeated everywhere like this. So what I'm trying to tell here that actually that your code, it looks a little bit messier actually, because we are using this repeatedly, we are using this line again, every, see, in every case statement, we are using it actually. So how we, how you can reduce it actually? We can reduce it actually with the help of a function actually. With the help of a function, you can reduce. How to reduce it with the help of a function? Like same thing. For example, here also I'm using the same thing. Assume that. So I'm just saying that here, see, you repeated same line in every case values actually. So in that case, what happened, guys? You have to implement your functions. So how to do that actually? Like for example, same example I'll take. I'll just say something like my code, my code is a function name. Okay, like this. Don't worry about the syntax now. Just see what I'm doing. Open the bracket. Okay, and just okay, and close the bracket like this. Right. See, I'm just define this function by name my code actually. And then what happened right here? How we have to do that? You have to remove these two lines. Simply you have to call this function like this, my code. That's all. Here also same thing. Remove this two line. Just call this function my code. The same thing here also. So now you could see that you have drastically reduced the number of lines of code in your file, in your script actually. So this is how what happened, right? Your script will become, it looks good actually, because by implementing your functions, and you can club many of the commands or many of the statements, everything within a single functions. So that what happened, the code size will reduce and the execution will be very much faster. So that's the reason what happened. It is always important that you always use a function actually, right? Use a function. Now So function concept used to reduce the code length. That is fine. Two ways to define a function. Two ways to define function. What are those first way? First way is that actually that you have to use a keyword function, specify the function name, and then open the bracket, write the statements, and close with the floor bracket. This is one method. The second method is that what? This is the first method. And the second method is now just now which I used actually. Second method is you don't have to use this keyword by name function. You need not to use it actually. You directly use the function name like this. You directly use the function name. Function name, but here what happened that you have to use the open bracket and close the bracket. You have to use, and then like in the next line, write open the floor bracket, write the statement, and close with the not floor curly bracket. Yeah. So you could see that most of the time in the industry, guys, you will be using this method because this is very simple. Why you have to use this keyword function and then write the function name? Not required. I can directly call a function name, or then what happened that I can use this like this is what I have to use. This parenthesis I have to use actually. And then same thing. You have to open the curly bracket, write the statement, close with the curly bracket. Right? This is what the function you will be defining it actually. Now here, the thing is that whenever we are implementing a function within your shell script, actually, there is nothing like you need to define a function. Okay, or there is nothing like you need to declare a function. Sorry, there is nothing like you need to declare a function. Okay, if you take any language or any other language, there is a way to declare a function. You can declare a function as an integer. You can declare a function as an character array, or you can declare like that. But whereas in the shell script, there is nothing like a declaration. You can just directly use a function name, and this is the method you have to do. But one important thing is that actually the function call should be which should be below the function definition. Like for example, if I am implementing a function, something like add function, like this. Okay, like this. Sum is equal to $A plus $B. I'm just implementing some function like this actually. So your function call should be the below the function. So this is the function definition, but the function call should be the below the function definition. You cannot call this function top of the function definition. I cannot call here. I cannot call it like this here. No. So the syntax will be wrong. Always the function call should be below. So function definition should be at the top. The function call should be below the function definition. This is a small one of the important aspect which you need to always keep it in mind, that the function call is always below the function definition. The function call is always below the function definition. Yes, immediately to the function block. Yes, immediate to function block or anywhere, but it should be below always. It is not like that it should be immediate. It can call you can call this function anywhere. You could see that this example. See, I'm calling this my anywhere I'm calling, but it is always below this is the function definition, which is the top, and this is the function call. It could be anywhere within your script actually. Okay. Okay. So now, okay. So but let us see how to write a simple function, and let us see how to play with the function. It is very important. So how we define a function, how to call that function, we will see now actually. Right. So for example, so let me do one thing. Let me write a simple example like fun or function fun c1 dot something. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me first write in a normal way how we do it. Like for example, read. I do the same thing. P enter the first number. Then I'll say num1 read hyphen p enter second number num2. Okay, then I'm using something like sum is equal to dollar of double bracket num1 plus num2. So guys, it is highlighting in some color. So there is some syntax error. What is syntax error, guys? Here you have to
Double
use
quotes twice.
yeah, like this. And then I'll say echo, what is it? The addition of, so the, I think the video is on. Sorry, I'll off it. Yeah. The addition of num1 and num2 are or is dollar of sum. Correct? Then if you want to subtract it, actually, sub is equal to, you know very well that dollar of double bracket num1 minus num2, something. Echo the subtraction of num1 and num2 is dollar of sum. Good, perfect. So now you know very well that, okay, sir, I'm going to run this script. Okay, I'll just chmod plus x 1c1.sh. I will execute script 1c1.sh. It will ask me enter the first number and enter the second number 20. So you know that you're going to get this output. So now you will say that, sir, I want to, this is fine. Okay. Can I make sure that can I use the functions for the same thing so that I'm making sure that my script looks good actually if we implement the functions. Yeah. So let me first, this is not exactly a function, just I'm showing you that this is what the, in a very, like in a normal way where we write the script actually, but I want to make use of the function in the same script actually. Right. Now, how to do that actually? So I will copy the func1 as a func2 second version. Okay. Open the func2.sh. Okay. So now what I will do is I will just implement some function, something read underscore inputs. That is the function name. Open the bracket and here I'll give some spaces so that it looks good actually. Right. And then like close this with floor bracket. So you have implemented a function. Same thing here. What you're doing that? Let me write one more function like this addition function. Open the bracket. Give some space here so that your script looks good. Even though without here also it works, but we are making sure that okay the script looks actually. Oh, what happened? Correct, guys? So you have just implemented script. Sorry, implemented the function here, but just implement a function, there's no use, right? Suppose if I say the script and if I do a chmod plus x func2.sh, if I'm running this func2.sh, see, nothing will come because you are just implement a function. You just define all the function. You need to call that function, no? You need to call that function, right? So to call the function, what you're going to do? You have to always call below the function definition like this. First, you have to call the read underscore inputs without the parenthesis, right? And then you are calling an addition, or you can call any way you want, and you are calling a subtraction. See, like just three functions you are calling, like one after that. First, this is getting called. When this is getting called, you shouldn't use parentheses, guys. So like this, you should not use the open bracket and close bracket. No, you have to just use that function. You have to just call that function with the name only here. So as soon as this is getting called, the control will go here. Oh, here there's a function read underscore input. So it will try to execute the statements. Once this execute statement is completed, then what happened? The next one will be called function which is addition. Get inside here, and then what happened, right? You are going to saying that sum is equal to number and number 2. By default, all the variables, whatever it will be a global variable. So it means that when you are calling it, when you're giving input, that variable can be used inside the function also, inside any other function, because by default, the nature of the variable is it is always global in nature. We can even use a local also. We can make it to locally be explicit to be local within a function only. So that is also possible. So there are two types of variables. One is a global variable and other is a local variable. Global variables are nothing but those are by default global. Always all the variables will always be global variables. Okay, and local variables are explicitly within that function only. You want to make it locally so that outside the function that value shouldn't be displayed. Then you will make it as a local variable. Okay, so here then again last at the end you're calling the subtraction function. So let us now call this function or call this script actually execute the script. Sorry, fun32.sh. See, enter the value number 10, 20. See, can you see that now? So now you have made your script look very good because you have implemented functions here. Clear, guys? So now you will say that Rajesh, I'm not calling the subtract function. No problem. You don't have to call, just commit it out. Okay. And then like you call the function 10, 20. Only that addition will be called because you're not calling, you're not calling the subtract function at all. Correct? Right? So guys, here you're calling a function actually. You're calling a function. So from here, read input, you're actually calling a function. It is same as calling a command also. So calling a function is same as calling as any command. So what is it you will understand later? Is what I'm trying to tell that you will understand in a better way when I let you know after some time. So here calling a function is exactly same as calling a command. This is a very important statement, guys. Calling any command. Now, what you have to understand now? Okay, now we understood, sir. We understood about how to define a function and how to, call the function. So let me copy paste that fun3.sh. Let me remove this. So cat of fun2.sh. So this is what my script is. Okay. Now, what is the scope of a variable? So that's now we are discussing, right? Scope of a variable. Scope of the variable in functions. As well, and there's something even like a return value also. Returning a variable's values from a function. This is very important. We'll be using this a lot within our script actually, return and all, return through a variable or return through a return function actually. Okay, so what is it we will see now? Okay, so as I said, right, there are two types of variables are there. There are two types of variables. What are those, guys? Those are global variables and local variables. So all variables are global by default. Okay. So now let us write a script actually to explain you about the scope actually. So what I will do, I will write something like a scope only, right? Scope of the variable. I can write it a variable in function, but okay, scope of the variable dot sh. Suppose assume that I will have something. What I can do? Something. Display function. Display thing. Echo. You whatever might be. You called this display function. Okay. So you just mention this function, or you just define this function. You know very well that if you do a chmod plus x and scope of the variable, and when you execute it, nothing will get displayed actually, because you're not calling that function at all. Right, guys? Now you need to call that function. So to call the function, you know that, Rajesh, I want to always call below the function definition. Like this way I have to call. Now you know that. Now when I execute the script, see, now this function will be called. Correct, right? Now you'll say that, okay, Rajesh, fine, good. Now you'll say that, let me define some variable, something like x is equal to 5, and you're calling that function. And here inside the function, I will do something. The variable, the value of x is dollar of x. Now let's see how it works. So what I am doing here, guys, I'm defining a value x is equal to variable x is equal to 5 here, and then I'm calling this display function. So as I said, right, by default, the variables were always global variables. It means that this value of the variable will also be passed to this function x. So this display function can even display the value of this x also. Right? Now, if you see it, if you execute the script, you'll understand. Scope of the variable dot see, the value of x is 5. So it means that by default, it is global in nature. Right? Now, assume that actually that I have one more variable inside a function. Okay, let me type something. Y is equal to 10, something. Y is equal to 10. And then let me call this here. Actually. Echo the value of y is dollar of y. Let's see now whether it will display or not. Dot slash scope of variable dot sh. See, it will even display it actually. Value y also. Because as I said earlier, always it is globally in nature. It means that you can even display the value, which is the value of the variable y, which is the inside the function. You are also displaying at the outside also. Now, okay, so fine. What else? Like for example, suppose assume that after this echo statement, okay, I'm having something, I'm defining something x as something like 50 or whatever might be 100, or I mean, I'll take some other 80. Something I'm taking x is equal to 80. Okay, and here what I will do, echo the x value after calling a display function. Let us see whether it will print or not. Because what it will print as 80 or it will print as a 5 only, because 5 we are calling here, right? But here what happened, when you're printing, when you're executing this statement, right, it will display as a 5 only. But after that you're calling x is equal to 80. So now whether the x value will be replaced from 5 to 80, yes, it will replace actually. See, now when I execute this scope.sh, now you could see that the value of the x, or x value after calling display function is 80. Right? So it means that actually you can even change the value also. It supports actually. Value of after calling display function is X. Now, what happened, right? For example, here, what we can do now? Suppose, for example, mm, let me have some other variable here. What is it? Something. P is equal to 56 or whatever. Let me check actually. If I'm able to display the value. Echo value of P is $P. Definitely it will print it. It will print it. But if I'm using a keyword here, something like a local. See here, I'm making a local. Now, if I do the descriptor, see whether it is printing. See, the P it is not getting printed out because you have used the word keywords of local. It means that whenever you are making as a local, the scope of that variable will be there within the function. You cannot display the value outside the function. Is it clear, guys? I hope that you are understanding. Guys, Rudra, can you confirm if you're able to understand?
Yeah, understood.
Simple, right?
Yeah, simple.
Very simple, but you have to understand the scope. That's the reason I'm saying that what is the scope of the variables actually? Yes, good, Lawrence. Yeah. So, so that's how it is actually. And suppose you say that this is fine. What else? Suppose you are making this as a local only. See here. Local x is equal to 5. Okay. Now just see if it works. I'm not sure actually whether it works. I mean, it has to work actually. Yeah, x is not getting taken because you are making a variable local x is equal to 5 outside your function. You cannot make use of the variable value inside the function actually. That's the reason it is not getting displayed here actually. Okay. Same thing, sir. Even here also, if you are making it as a local here, this also. You know very well that you cannot print that outside. Okay. X value after calling, nothing is getting displayed. We are making as a completely as a local. So as I said, like all your variables are global by default actually. So local variables, what I did, local variables are allowed to define inside a function only. So suppose you want to return a value. Suppose you want to return a variable value. So whenever you want to return a variable value, you can use return key, or you can even use echo command to return a value. What is it actually? So what we'll do, we will write one more script actually. So let me show this so that One second, guys. Okay, guys. So what is it actually? So next is the but I let me write one more script, something like vi. I want to return the variable, right? Return the value, return variable value. .sh. .sh. Okay. So /bin/bash define underscore something variables function something local x is equal to 6 whatever. Okay, and you are calling that function define underscore variables, sorry, define underscore variables function, and then like you are just printing the value, echo the value of x is dollar of x, right? You know very well that this will not be printed, so I'll do a chmod x return the value of the values, return underscore variable underscore value dot sh. Now when I execute this script, you know whether that now x is not getting printed at all because you have used the keyword local. Local you have used here. Local will make sure that this value will not be, it will be local within you that function. Right. Suppose, for example, you say that Rajesh, I want to still display the value of the value of the x outside the function. So guys, what you have to do that you have to simply use the echo command in echo dollar of x. Dollar of x. Now you see, now you execute the script. See, okay, I mean, you're displaying it actually. I mean, you need not to call this explicitly. But what I'm saying, when you're calling this function, it will by default, like it will display this value actually, right? Definitely display the value. That's how you could see that I'm echoing it actually. So can I use this echo like this while returning a function? Yes, sir, you can do it actually. Okay, how you're doing that? Okay, so enter. Now what happened is, what you can do is that when you're calling a function, actually, you're calling this function, right? But you want to even capture the return value of this with the value of x actually. Then what you have to do, no? The best way is that actually you have to define or you have to assign this function to some another variable name. Like, see, for example, whenever I'm executing the ls command, okay. Now you could see that when I'm executing ls command, ls will display all the functionalities. So I'm getting displayed everything. Can I store the output of this whole ls command to some another variable? Yes, you can do. Y is equal to something is equal to dollar of ls and echo of dollar y. See, it will print it actually, right? So what you're doing here, the output of one command, you are storing to a variable actually, right? So same way, what I'm doing here is that actually that when it comes to your function, you can actually assign a function to some variable, something y is equal to dollar of, open the bracket, and then you close it. And then you say that echo the y value is dollar y. Now, if you save this, now if you try to execute this script, you will understand how it behaves. So the value of, so the y, the value is 6, because that here you're calling the function, since you're making it as a local only, but still you can actually make it, you want to print it, means you want to return the value outside the function, means you have to echo it. Either use echo or either you call it a return actually. There are two methods. That's what I said here, that you can actually, whenever you want to return a variable value, you can either use a return key or an echo command. So I'm using the echo command here actually. So for doing that, what you're doing here, you are considering it as this function itself, you are actually assigning to some variable actually. And then you are just displaying the. So once you are calling this function define variable, what are the output is there, that will be assigned to this variable y, and while y you are getting printed. This is one of the way where you can return a value of a variable even though it is local. Clear? Or else what happened, right? You have to return with the help of a return keyword actually. With the help of a return keyword. So how to do that? CP return value, return variable with variable return variable value, return variable, something. Yeah, it's a big file name. Some return variable function local x is equal to 10 return. I can make it as a $x here, and then you are calling that function return underscore. Right? You shouldn't use as a $x, but I think you have to use a question mark. It because it is returning the value, right? So like this structure. You have to capture the return with the question mark. So I'll save this script. I will just say chmod plus x. Return the value from underscore return like this. Now you said / return the value underscore. See, this is how you have to do it actually. So see the script, you will understand. And this is the output. Clear, guys? So whenever using a return key, always you have to capture with the question mark only. Clear? So this is the two ways actually. So either use a echo or either use a return actually. Clear? Till here is it okay? See what we are doing here basically, guys. We are actually what the return will do. No, return will always return a integer value. See, for example, here return underscore variable underscore return dot is. You could see that I am returning an integer because x I'm assigning it to as a 10. So it is returning it. So what happened? Return will always return, always an integer value. It cannot return a string value. Suppose, for example, if you're saying that Rajesh, I'm having something like x is equal to something like L, something. I want to return this actually. Let's see whether it works or not. I think it will not work. /return underscore return dot sh. See, it will not return a string actually. It will only return an integer value. But you want to return any type, right? It could be integer or it could be string. Then how to make it work actually? So in that case, what you have to do that? You have to store the return value into some variable. Like for example, here y is equal to dollar of question mark. And then the value of y. Y is dollar y. Now it will work. No. X is equal to yes. Return underscore variable y is equal to dollar question mark. So the value of y is
Push.
like
Dollar question mark is equal to y, sir. I declare it.
y is equal to dollar question mark. Yeah. Local x is equal to shell, correct? Return dollar x. Yeah, we are returning the shell. Y is equal to correct. Don't it is not printing actually. I think return it cannot return the integer, sir. It should always return the only the integer error. That's the reason you are getting this error. 255 error value. So you cannot do it actually. You have to do this, you have to always use echo only. Or you cannot use a return. A return is only basically used for returning a integer, not a string. So I think it will not work. Yes. Anyway, I'll confirm one more time. But it is whatever I said is 100% correct. It cannot return the return cannot return any kind of a integer. Sorry, it cannot return a string actually. It can only return a integer value. Yeah, correct. Okay. And also, like you can even pass the parameter to a function also. See here what happened, right? It's you're calling a function, but that is fine. But suppose I want to pass a parameter. Guys, another 5 more minutes, then I will finish this one. So what is it actually? Passing parameters to a function. So how to do that actually? So let me write a script, one more script. Passing underscore parameters dot sh. Okay, #, // okay. So anything, I will write some function from the addition function. We will write addition function something. The result equal to dollar of double bracket x plus y, and then like echo the addition of dollar x and dollar y is dollar result. Close this addition function, and then like you are just saying that x is equal to 5, y is equal to 2. You are assigning already, and you are calling this addition function. See, so you can pass on this value x and y to this function inside the function. Okay, so now chmod plus x passing, then you set // passing. See, it works. Right? Or else you say that, sir, we're having, suppose we're calling this function, assume that actually I'm defining one more variable, something p is equal to 10, something q is equal to 20. Then again, you're calling an addition. Yeah, it can take it any value. I mean, it can take it as any variable. So it need not to be that it should always be x and y, because you're just calling it actually, you're just passing it. Right? When you're passing it, actually, it will consider it as a x as a value 10 and y as a value 2, and it will print it. Right? Because you are passing a value. Can be, yeah, correct. Or else we can even pass like this also. Can even directly pass like this also. Like for example, uh, 10, 15, like that you can pass it. Yes. So I'm not defining. So assume that I'm remove this. Let's see. I think it will work. Here was it. What happened? If I pass it like this also, it can't take it because you have to call this as a $1 and $2. Now it works. Correct. Now it works. Right. So whenever you are passing value directly by function calling, right, like this, right? Sorry, right? You need to pass the value like this, but this will be considered as a $1 and $2. It act like a position parameter. Here you have to say $1 and $2. Correct, like this. Or else you can here you can assign anything like this. For example, m is equal to $1 something, n is equal to $2. Okay, m plus n. Like this way also have to do it. M plus n. The value of $m and $m is $z. Yeah. This and then like what you do here, x is equal to 5, y is equal to addition of something. This is a little complicated, but you have to put in this $x and $y. So you're passing these two values here by calling this function, and inside here will be captured with this $1 and $2, and it will be printed like this. Yeah. Okay. So this is how you have to pass the parameter this when you are whenever you're calling a function. Clear? So that's all about the function. Okay. I hope you understood today what is a function, what is a local and global, right? And how to pass a parameter to the function, right? Those things you understood, right? But guys, or else you will say that, sir, Rajesh, when I am running a script only, when I'm executing a script only, I want to pass it actually. Yeah. You have something like a fun3 fun3.sh. Okay. Something fun c function echo the functions having arguments $1 and $2. Okay. Sum is equal to double the bracket $1 and plus $2 close the double bracket. So the sum is $sum. This is the function. So echo something. The script is having arguments $1, $2, $3, and $4. Then you're calling this func function and you are passing $1, $2 for the first time. Okay, let me just say echo. Again, you're calling a func and you're passing a $3 and $4 like this. So what you're doing here, it means that while executing a script, you have to pass some 4 parameters like this. So now what I'll do, I'll say chmod plus x func3 dot sh. Yes. Now we'll execute func3 dot sh. I want to pass some parameters. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So this is $1, this is $2, $3, $4. Now before that, you see this program or you see this script. See, the script is having argument $1, $2, $4. You're calling this function C. Here you're passing $1, $2. Whatever passing here, 1, 10, and 20, you're passing to here. And 30 and 40, again you're calling the same function and you're passing. And inside it, it will receive it as a $1 and $2. Yes. Now if you execute the script, you'll understand. What is it, man? Right? Like this. So cat of func3 dot sh and then exit script. Okay, guys. I hope that everything I covered on functions. Okay, with some few examples. We will see when we are writing any scripts, advanced scripts or whatever, right? We will see how we use these functions actually. We'll be definitely implementing everything, most of the things through functions, and we're calling that functions. Is it clear? So guys, it was okay. Today we covered a lot actually, but okay, that's fine. So we crossed more than 2.5 hours, but that's fine. Okay, so what we are going to do today evening, at 7 o'clock, we will connect again. We will try to understand about how you can do an automation to the remote servers. Firstly, we'll understand about what exactly SSH is all about, how SSH works internally. Not internally means we'll try to understand about how SSH works, and then we'll try to write some scripts and to make sure that we can achieve an automation. So how we can do it through the passwordless communication. First, you have to make it as a passwordless communication, and then you have to write some automation script where you can achieve some task. Is it clear? So guys, overall, till now, how do you feel? How do you think, or what do you feel about the scripting? Is it difficult or is it easy, or is it interesting or it is boring? Guys, we are done with today, but I'm just asking generally, how is it? Is it
Good,
interesting?
sir. Interesting, sir.
Interesting. Okay. So definitely all these things will help you out. when you are trying to write a script actually. Yes, more and practice is required, sir. Definitely. Yes. Fine, guys. Chalo, then I will stop it the session. I'll stop the recording. Then if you have any questions, let me know.